Bonjour everyone and welcome to our very first 2026 tarot reading. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to start the year together, and I want to take a moment before we get into our January 2026 reading to thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank all of you watching here, whether you're watching, liking, commenting. I truly want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, and I wanted to wish you all a really wonderful, nourishing year ahead. May you all be happy, may you all be healthy, may you all be fulfilled. And so it is. As you can see, we have 3 different piles, and all you have to do is intuitively choose the pile that is calling out to you the most, as this is where your reading will be. For today, I wanted to let you choose thanks to animals. You'll find timestamps in the description box to get you straight to your reading. You will also find all the names of the decks I'm using today in the description box. Today, I'm mostly working with Oracle deck. I wanted to keep this one a little bit on the shorter side because I'm working on a really big and chunky 2026 year ahead reading for all of us, which will be coming very soon on the channel. I still wanted to do a January reading. I wanted to bring a bit of light in a time of years that I know can sometimes be a little bit gloomy. So for today, as you can see, we have 3 different animals. The first one you can choose from is this beautiful unicorn. So if this particular animal is calling to you, you can pick pile number 1. For my pile number 2, we have these beautiful manta rays. And for my pile number 3, we have an adorable little panda. If you need a little bit more time to choose the pile that is calling to you, you can pause the video. I invite you to take some deep breaths, maybe unclench your jaws, release the tension in your shoulders, and come back to the waves of your soul. I'll see you in your reading for January 2026. Let's do this. Okay, my pile number 1, this is going to be your reading if you chose the unicorn. First off, the fact you chose the unicorn, there's a little bit of a magic side to the unicorn, obviously, it being a mythological animal. That lets me know that potentially my pile number 1 is wanting really right now to focus on a specific dream of yours, something magical you're trying to bring into your life, something that right now potentially feels like a unicorn. It's like you can't quite get there. Maybe it's a dream you have, a goal you have that right now feels like you cannot tangibly see it, much like a unicorn, and yet you are really focused and working towards this specific dream of yours. At least that's what I'm picking up in intuitively. Maybe in January you guys have a specific goal in mind, or you're already thinking about the rest of the year, and in January putting things in place in order to go after your particular unicorn, your particular dream, right? I feel like my pile number 1 is giving determined energy. Maybe you guys have made resolutions for the year ahead. Maybe you're getting organized. You've already got your notebooks and your diaries sorted for the year. You have already planned maybe even your holidays, things like that. It feels like you are already quite motivated and in a kind of very much energized kind of vibe I'm picking up from my pile number 1. Some people after the holidays and especially end of year, they can be exhausted and need a bit of a rest. Not the vibe for my pile number 1 at all. For you guys, I sense already a bit motivation. I'm gonna go after it. I'm gonna go make this year mine. I've got these goals, these dreams, and I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna see, but that's what I'm picking up energetically already. Let's have a look at your oracle cards. I've pre-pulled them, but I've not yet looked at them. So we're gonna discover them together. So let's have a look what you guys have. For January, you have patience with this beautiful bird flying. Okay. And the next one is enlightenment with this ship in the sky. Okay. So immediately, patience reminds me of what I was picking up energetically. Some of you have places to be, things to do. You have your to-do list for 2026 and you're like, let's go. I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do. And you are ready to put the pedal to the metal. But potentially January, things are still getting aligned. Things are not quite fully moving yet. I sense you guys are very determined, very, very focused. I really see you guys having your head down, wanting to make this year something very special towards a goal, towards maybe your career or your family life. Maybe it's related to your interpersonal relationship. Maybe it's related to your personal growth. Whatever it is, there's something dear to your heart, a vision you have for yourself. You really want to make this vision come true to life for 2026. And you are, like I said, I see you guys, you have your notebooks, you have your journals, you have your New Year resolutions, you've made appointments, you've cleared your to-do list, you are ready. But January might be the month where, whilst you're putting things in place, there's still gonna be some things that are not quite aligned for you to fully commit, and maybe some little detours or delays that will have to require your patience. So whilst you're chasing your unicorn, my pile number 1, remember that January is only the first month of the year, okay? You don't have to achieve everything in month 1. There's 12 months in 1 year, and hopefully many, many more years to come. So whilst there could be this angst or desire to go after your dreams and goals, don't put too much pressure on yourself, my Palm one, as I do feel like for some of you, it could become almost like a burden you're carrying with this patience card of like, I have to do this, I have to commit, I have to show up. Remember, the year is very long, so if you don't manage to put everything in place in the first month, it's not a big deal, okay? So that's why I'm seeing this patience card come into play. Enlightenment, again, for me, I'm seeing this ship going after this particular star. It's you guys. You're on a journey. You're on a voyage right now. Trying to go towards this specific dream. And for a lot of you, I think it's personal evolution. It's something related to who you want to be as a person, personal goals, maybe even a spiritual journey for some of you, but this is you. You're on your ship. You're ready to take off on a voyage that will take you throughout the whole year towards this particular star of yours, this wish of yours, this particular like star that shines the brightest. You're just at the start of your journey, my Palm one, so don't put too much burden on yourself if you cannot do everything in the first month, as this is going to be a process. It's a journey, right? Okay, let's see what else you guys have for the month of January. Look, vitality. I really see you guys, again, we have this energy, fresh energy, feeling strong, feeling motivated. Might be a great month for you guys to do some like exercise, to, I don't know, use your bodies in ways that feel good and energizing. I see a lot of you wanting to exercise, going to the gym, maybe getting like literally physically stronger is one of your goals this year. Like you want to feel stronger in your body, as you know, she's got some badass muscles. So that could be a desire for my Palm one, just feeling stronger and healthier in the sense of like, you know, taking care of your physical vessel. But overall, there's also definitely a vibe of fresh energy, fresh vitality. Again, I think the challenge for you guys is going to be having to pace yourself, right? Don't burn away straight away. Don't be like the fire, burning all your wood at once. It's about feeding the fire slowly but gently so that you can sustain that inner fire, creativity, passion, light for the whole month and then for the whole rest of the year, okay? But I honestly see you guys feeling quite strong and determined to nourish your inner fire, which is exciting. Let's see what else we have. Ooh, very interesting. We have the blue moon with commune with the dead. Okay, this is quite random. It's not going to speak to everyone, but it might be an anniversary. I don't know if we can say if that's the correct word. I'm sorry, English is not my first language, so sometimes I'm struggling with those. I think that's how you would say it. I feel like for some of you, it could be the anniversary of someone who passed. Like either it's their birthday or it's the anniversary of their passing. And so you're thinking about someone's very special who passed, right? With this commune with the dead. January for you could be a time where you are feeling very close to someone. You're thinking a lot about someone who is on the other side of the veil now. It could even be that the holidays for you were a moment where you had a lot of grief and you had to reflect on you missing that specific person. And so January is giving you the opportunity to nourish the memories you have with them, maybe celebrate the love they brought you in your own ways. Maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's you cooking their favorite meal, maybe it's you just going to visit their favorite places, maybe it's you writing them a poem, whatever you guys feel like doing to celebrate the person that was part of your life and honor them, honor their presence and their love and your love for them. Again, this is not going to speak to everyone, but I feel like for some of you, you're thinking about someone special, and part of this month, an important part of this month is just going to be taking some time to honor them and show love the way that feels good to you, as a way for you to, you know, process potentially the grief that you're feeling. So quite specific, but I'm putting it out there. And again, I know the holidays can be a time where a lot of people are thinking about their past loved ones as well. So maybe this is something that you can do in January. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what else you guys have. We have Oh, interesting. We have aromatherapy. Some of you might be getting interested in January, learning more about essential oils, plants, scents, perfumes, maybe going to perfume class, maybe learning how to diffuse oil, using essential oils to, through meditation, things like that. If you guys have an interest at all in that, January is a great month to explore that. With aromatherapy, there's also this Taurus Venusian energy. I might have Taurus Sun, Moon, or Rising in my Palema one, where it's an invitation to focus on the scent. Potentially in January, wear your favorite perfume, burn your favorite candles, cook cookies in the house so the house smells lovely and delicious, and then you have cookies to eat as well. It's a really good month to ground yourself through the scent and using scent as a way to ground, to be present, and to bring pleasure. And I think that's very important. Again, very Taurus Venus kind of vibe for my pile number one. That's coming through. Beautiful. Let's see, continue. We have another kind of genealogy family here. We have the line, so family line coming through with these beautiful elephants. Yeah, there's really something related to family in January that makes me think that for my pile number one, there could be some of you who are thinking about someone who passed or who are dedicated to spending more time with your family, your parents, your kids, your grandparents even. There might be opportunities for you to reflect on that. After the holidays, maybe you guys are even thinking about the kind of heritage you want to leave behind, the kind of person you want to be. Maybe it's made you think about, I really love this side of my grandma or of my mother or my father, but I don't really love that side, so I don't want to bring that into my relationships with my kids. Those kind of thoughts that might pop up. That could be also something that's at the forefront of your mind in January, like what kind of heritage do I want to leave behind? And you don't have to have kids to have an heritage. It's just about the kind of person you want to be and the energy you want to spread in the world. Okay, so I think that's also something that you guys could be thinking about, and that's beautiful. Okay, let's see what else. We have Lilac Fire Dragon transmutes through the power of divine love. Beautiful. Look, it says open up to the transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Again, with this kind of like dragon, I see you guys going after this dream, going after this goal. Here you're being encouraged to use love as your fuel. So maybe this is why there's so much like mention of family and all of that, because that might be one of your fuel for some of you. It might be like you're going after this specific goal of yours because you want to give your family a better life. Maybe it's for your kids, maybe it's for your pets, maybe it's for your own like personal growth or your chosen family even. But there's a sense of like I even think for some of you it's because of the love for your community that you're dedicated to going after this dream and this goal. So it's through love, this goal you have, this unicorn you're chasing after, this star you want to like voyage towards. It's fueled by love. It's not fueled by necessarily just financial freedom or wanting time or wanting, something quite more material looking. I think it's a lot more deeper than that. So let's say if someone wants to change career, it's not just because they want more money or because they want to have more time off or whatever. It's because they want to do something that matters, that will have an impact on the community or will have an impact on their family life. It's really, that's what I'm picking up on. This dream you have, you guys, my Palem one, I really feel like it's fueled by love. So that's beautiful. And I'd love to know in the comments what it is. Please let me know in the comments. I love to read you. Okay, we're going to pull some oracle cards. This chunky beast, if I can catch it, it's like 100 cards this deck. It's huge. And we'll see what else we can get for the month of January for my pile number one. Let's see. Look, we have the rider. My pile number one, we've said you got places to be, people to see, stuff to do, you're feeling energized, ready to tackle the year ahead. We know you're going to have a lot of energy. There could be a lot of like social commitments, work commitments, appointments, things to like you're excited about, things you're planning. That's great. Just again, don't overdo it, right? Remember the patience card. Remember this is a voyage, this is a process, but really a great month to go after things, to get moving, right? It's a very energetic month, I think, for my pile number one. We love that. Let's see, we have the sword. Interesting. With the sword, for me, we are here talking about communication. Potentially this is an invitation to speak up, to share your thoughts, to share your truth, to have some honest conversations at work with your family, with with your friends, with your partner, whatever it may be, maybe even with yourself, right? The sword invites you to pick it up and to choose your battles wisely, but also to choose your words wisely and to speak your truth. My pile number 1 for January, okay? Very important. It's a month of honesty. Okay, look, we have marionettes. The sword, what can it do? It can cut the strings off. So this is also the month where you might be feeling finally this impulse to cut yourself away from something, someone, a situation, a habit, something that you feel is, like tying the strings to yourself, something maybe that makes you feel like a puppet. It's the months where you're finally deciding to cut it off because you have the sword. So you could also be doing some reflection on what it is that is holding me back. What do I not want to bring into the new year? This habit, this thought pattern, this relationship or friendship, this whatever it may be, right? This is something that you guys are like deciding to cut away to free yourself. So we love to see it. Let's pull one more. And we have dog. Oh, so cute. So with the dog card, this represents friendship. Great month for friendship, for spending time with friends, making new friends. Obviously, literally, some of you might be getting a pet if that's something that's interesting to you. Some of you might be feeling called to spend more time with your pets. Some of you might be feeling generally feel called to spend time with your friends. Maybe there's like a special event you get to spend with your friends, seeing a friend you haven't seen in a long time. Friendship is super important for my Paloma 1 in January, so nurture that and remember who your true friends are. I'm hearing important, right? As you are setting off on this journey towards this goal, towards this star, remember who your true friends are, and that will be who you take as your metaphorical crew on your ship. So nurture those relationships, my pile number 1, okay? Beautiful. We are gonna pull a little oracle card, crystal card, for those of you who like to work with crystals. What do we have? We have garnet. Again, a very energizing kind of card, with this orange color. It's linked to bravery. It's a card of energy, of vitality. So again, great. Really, I see you guys feeling a lot of energy for my pile number 1. And if you like to work with stone, then you want to nurture this sense of the warrior-like energy, very Aries as well, then you can work with garnet. Beautiful. We'll pull a little self-care card for my pile number 1 for the month of January. We have touch. Connect to your senses to feel safe and grounded. Super interesting, especially as for you guys, you had the aromatherapy card. Whilst this is talking about touch, because it relates to your senses, I see again the sense of smell, super important for my Palm 1 as a way to ground. Anything you can do where you can smell nice things, I think is going to be very important this month. Beautiful. And we'll wrap up the reading with a little, I wanted to use this because I've not used it in a while. So I'll be doing a bit of bibliomancy and we will read the mini meditation that's linked to it. Let's see, for my Palm 1. Wrap up the reading, let's have a look. Ooh, we have worthless. Okay, very interesting. So if you're feeling worthless this month, remember this particular message. It says, "Dear universe, give me the clarity to rise above the illusion that I am not enough. Empower me to remember I am worthy. I am worthy of anything my heart desires. So be it, so it is." How beautiful. And yes, you guys, you're worthy. Remember, you have your unicorn you're chasing, this dream you have, you're worthy of it, right? So don't lose faith. And you've got this, my Paloma 1. Very beautiful month of January for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Again, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed it, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. As I said in the intro, I will have a big year ahead reading plan for all of us. So definitely subscribe if you're not yet part of the community so you don't miss out on that. Until next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Okay, my pal number 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the beautiful manta ray, this is going to be the reading for you. Already intuitively, when I see the manta ray, I think about how graceful they are when they swim, and I think about how they use the currents to go to their destination. They don't swim against the current, right? They use the currents of the ocean to get to where they want to go. They're also extremely good hunters, and they work together to go after their hunts, to go after the fish that they need to sustain themselves. So there's two things here that coming up. We'll see what else, obviously, with the rest of the cards. But already, I have a sense that maybe in January, my pile number 2 is invited to go with the flow a little bit. The sense of there's no point swimming against the current this month, really. It would just be a waste of effort. And also potentially cooperation, right? As in my mind, I'm sure you've seen those videos online, of the manta rays working together to create this beautiful world. I don't remember the exact scientific terms. They all hunt together, creating this world, and then they can feed themselves through, again, working together, cooperation. So that also could be a big theme for my pile number 2 for January. But we're gonna see what else we get, okay? I've pre-pulled some oracle cards, but I've not yet looked at them, so we're gonna discover them together. So let's get into it. For my pile number 2, month of January, what can you expect? We have solitude. Interesting. This is interesting that I was picking up on cooperation and the first card is solitude, because my pile number 2 might be feeling a little bit of a hermit vibe. In January, maybe you've had the busy holiday time. Maybe you've had to spend a lot of time with people. Maybe it was quite hectic and chaotic. Maybe you had to work, whatever, or you had to host your family, or just generally speaking, wasn't very a restful time potentially. And so right now there could be this desire for January to hermit, to be a little bit like hibernation mode. And yet there could be some moments where you have to be with people, have to work with other people, maybe at work, maybe in your community, maybe family life, whatever it may be. So it's going to be about balancing the need to spend quality time on yourself with potentially the commitments you have to show up for others. But do try and, if you can, obviously nurture some moments on your own, nurturing those moments of introspection or doing things that bring you joy for yourself. As I do have a feeling, already I'm picking up that potentially, you need a little bit of a hibernation and a pause, my pile number 2. As the holidays, they're not always restful. If you're a mother, if you're hosting people, if you're working, especially if you're in the kinds of jobs that are very needed, like if you're in medical field or whatever, and you're or a firefighter, whatever, those people that are always on call, then the holidays, they're not really holidays, are they? So this could be where it's coming from as well for my pile number 2. Let's see. We have pleasure. I really sense that for my pile number 2, January, you're wanting things to slow down, wanting things to be a little bit more chill, wanting things, again, remember we had the idea of going with the flow. Maybe it's not the months where you are pushing after your goals. Maybe you're seeing other people doing their New Year resolutions, taking off things off their to-do list. They're doing things, planning things, organizing things, and you're there you know what, I'll do it next month. Right now, I just want to chill. Maybe it's the month where you finally get your holiday if you didn't have one in the end of the year like other people. Maybe it's the month where you're deciding to just take some time to relax and read a good book and watch your favorite TV shows and just put your phones on plane mode to have a nice bath after work. Those moments where you just chill, do nothing, and you're not, I'm feeling my pile number 2 is not getting caught up in the whole new year, new me vibe of again, wanting to push, strive, and all of that. The inner desire right now is more to enjoy the present moment and ground yourself, right? Again, with this beautiful garden, it's about enjoying being here. What can bring you pleasure? This is also important this month. It's about the food you eat. It's about the things you consume, media you're watching, music you're listening, time you're spending with friends, loved ones, partners, the pleasure you can bring to yourself, to your life. This is also very important. Again, especially if you've had a chaotic, stressful, or just busy kind of end of the year. Okay, let's see what else. We have balance. Again, really, sometimes the cards are reading themselves. I see this as an invitation from the universe to say, hey, you know what? Go with the flow. Be like the manta ray. Sometimes we're going to have to do things. Yeah, of course, maybe you still have to go to work every day. That's fine. But what can you do in the evenings after work or at the weekends to relax, to take care of yourself, to spend time doing things that you enjoy, to rest, to bring ease and peacefulness into your days, right? Again, I really don't sense chaotic, energetic, forceful energy from my pile number 2. I really sense more an invitation to pause, to chill, to rest, and again, to go with the flow. So this card is also going to be a big month to focus on bringing balance to your life. Maybe it's work-life balance. Maybe it's time spent on your own versus time spent with others. Maybe it's working out time spent on a hobby versus another hobby, and you want to bring more balance and not spend all your energy towards one thing. Try and bring a bit more equilibrium into your life, right? So important also, obviously, with balance. Libra is coming up. I'm sensing not necessarily you guys are Libra, but there might be some important Libra people in your life that you get to spend time with in January. That's coming through. Super specific, but just putting that out there. Okay, let's see. Look, rest after labor. I mean, literally. You guys, if you didn't get the memo from the universe by now that the month of January you're meant to chill and rest and just take some time for yourself, this is it. This is the month to take time for yourself. Take some, maybe even like I said, you finally get to take some time off work. It's about resting. It's about chilling. It's about recovering. It's about taking the time to pause, to relax, to meditate, to recenter and ground yourself. What activities can you do that will soothe your nervous system? Maybe it's picking up meditation. Maybe it's making sure you're going on a walk every week. Maybe it's making sure you are doing a little bit of breath work at night. Whatever you guys like to do to come back to your center. Give yourself a chance to rest. Give your body a chance to rest. Give your nervous system a chance to calm down and soothe. Super important month to do that, okay? I love it. Okay, let's see. We have innocence, beautiful, and we did have a little kid, so kids could be important this month. Maybe you get to spend more time with kids in your life. We also, obviously, with innocence, have a sense of play, right? So again, as a way to bring pleasure, it may be about bringing more play into your life. Maybe it's about playing video games. Maybe it's about painting. Maybe it's about playing board games or doing things that bring you joy. It's really here an invitation again to not make the month of January the month about taking the to-do list and doing the new year resolutions and all of that, but more the month to take care of yourself, rest, have a bit of fun, and just take the time to enjoy the moment. My pile number 2, I think the word for your month is contentment, I'm hearing. And you know what? I love that. Continue. Have a beautiful magical correspondence. With magical correspondences, I see that as literally you receiving mail, presents in the mail, parcels, messages. You might be getting presents and gifts in the mail. You might be receiving letters from friends from afar. There's definitely some exciting things coming in terms of, I'm seeing, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing letters, handwritten letters, parcels, presents. Maybe we have some birthdays in January in my pile number 2, or like maybe even it's like delayed Christmas presents, things coming in the mail. I also see you desiring to send letters, send like care packages or something to someone, and also I see you handwriting. So maybe it's about, because we have solitude and we have this idea of going with the flow and taking time to be in the present moment, you might have a desire to journal a bit more this month, potentially my pile number 2. I see you writing, handwriting in a journal, taking a moment to write, whether that's a story, whether that's a journal, whether that's your dreams, whatever it is. I see you handwriting, either a letter, but there's a lot of, like, in my mind's eye, someone is handwriting, and that is bringing a lot of pleasure and a lot of inner peace. So beautiful. Okay, let's see. We have Air Dragon helps you rise above earthly matters. And it says, communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope. See life from a higher perspective. So really, again, I don't see you focused on the New Year resolution, New Year, new me. I've got these goals. I'm going to make these steps, and I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to do this every day, and I'm going to sign up to the gym, and I'm going to read 50 minutes every day, and I'm going to be making my meal plans and all of that. No, that's not the vibe of my pile number 2. My pile number 2 is about enjoying the moment, being in the present moment, and literally just wanting to see life from a higher perspective, taking a moment to pause, rest, recover before you go back into the grind, before you go back into pushing towards your goals, before you go back into figuring out what your next step is. This is a moment of You know, in the story, when we read books, there's always a moment where the adventurers are stopping at the tavern and they're having a moment to just have a relaxing time. They are eating a delicious meal, they are sleeping, and it's just a pause in the adventure. They don't have to fight anyone, they don't have to run for their lives, they don't have to hunt treasure, they're just taking a moment to pause at a tavern and have a good night's sleep. That's the vibe from my pile number 2. You guys have done a little rest at your metaphorical tavern, and you're resting, you're taking care of yourself so that when the time comes, you are refreshed and ready to take on your next adventure. I love that. Okay, we're gonna pull some oracle cards. Let's see what else we can get for January for my pile number 2. I've got this chunky beast, so let's see. We have lilies. Gorgeous. Again, a great month to focus on the beauty that life can offer in terms of simple pleasures, right? For me, lily is linked to pleasure. It's about the delicious meals you can share with people. It's about you're reading a book you love. It's about listening to your favorite music, or it's about going to see a film you enjoy. You know, simple pleasures that make your life more beautiful. Buying yourself a nice bouquet of flowers, going for a walk in nature and appreciating the sights, whatever it is. Simple things, day-to-day things that make life beautiful. It's really important for this month, my pile number 2. We also have the cauldron. You are, whilst on the outside it feels like not much is going on, you're still working your magic, my pile number 2. Don't get that, don't be mistaken. Whilst on the outside it looks like you're resting and taking time off, and or just at least spending more time being in the present moment and going with the flow, there's still magic being brewed inside of yourself, because rest is still productive, rest is magical, taking care of yourself is magical. So whilst on the outside some people could think, oh, nothing is happening, I'm not making progress, there's still magic brewing in those little things you're doing, in taking time to do things that you enjoy, in taking time to play, in taking time to rest, and in potentially doing things that make you feel fulfilled, right? There's a lot of magic there, even though outwardly it might feel like not much is happening. So that's also, I think, something that some of you need to hear. Let's see what else for January for my pile number 2. We have the fox. Interesting. Could be a month where you're being asked to be a little bit more cunning, in the sense of, I'm hearing, don't take hasty decisions this month, right? Again, because we have this idea of like going with the flow, rest, and all of that. If you have any decisions to make this month, maybe try and don't rush them. Pause, take time. I don't know if you have to, let's say you have to buy a new car, maybe don't rush and get the first one you see. Take time, visit, explore your options, drive test, and then come back the next couple of days once you've thought about it, or once you've visited other places. This is something very practical matters, but don't rush any decision this month. Take the time to think things through. Again, pause, rest, marinate. Okay. That's really coming through for my pile number 2. And last one, we have letters. Again, look, letters and letters. I told you guys are receiving letters, you're writing letters, you're sending parcels, you're receiving parcels. There's something about sending letters and receiving them, and having this beautiful exchange, paper form, to people, which is beautiful. I love that. I think we should bring it back, to be honest. I miss letters. I still send a lot of letters to my friends and parcel and stuff, because I love it, that feeling of receiving actual mail that's not a bill. Come on, that's so sweet, right? When you receive beautiful handwritten letter, little parcel and stuff, it always brightens your day. So that's also a little side note, but something that could be part of your month of January. Okay, we're gonna continue and pull a little crystal card for my peeps who love to work with stones like I do. Let's see what we have for the month of January. We have hematite. It's linked to concentration. Beautiful. So maybe if you like to work with crystal, the hematite can be your crystal of the month, and it can help bring clarity. Remember, you had the air dragon about like bringing inspiration, hope, seeing things from a higher perspective, to have a bit of clarity. Hematite can be really good for that. Let's pull a little self-care card for my pile number 2 for the month of January. Oh, we had a jumper, I think. We have harvest. Lovely things have been growing in your garden. Let's gather the goods and celebrate. Literally, you guys, you had rest after labor with a harvest moon, and you have another harvest. So yeah, it's not the month to strive and work. It's the month to enjoy the harvest. You've done the work, my pile number 2. Now it's time to actually enjoy yourself. Enjoy the labor you've done and celebrate it and take the time now to appreciate and enjoy what you've been growing in your life. I love that. Beautiful synchronicity. And to finish the reading, I wanted to use this. I've not used this in ages. It's like mini meditation, mini like little prayers to the universe to wrap up the reading. So we're going to pull one at random to wrap things up. A bit of bibliomancy. What does my pile number 2 needs to know? What do we have? Unheard. Okay, so if you're feeling unheard this month, this is something that you can connect back to. It says, Dear Universe, may I remember that I have the power to bridge communication. May I be guided to deliver my message or information where it will be received with an open heart and an open mind. So be it, so it is. Beautiful. Hey, my pile number 2, that's what I'm seeing for you guys for your month of January. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. If it brought you anything of value, you can like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. Again, there's going to be a big 2026 year ahead reading coming in on the channel, so definitely subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss out. Until next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye. Okay, my pile number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the panda, then this is going to be the reading for you. And before we get into it, already energetically with the panda, I'm seeing someone who is taking things slow. I don't know if you guys seen panda videos, but they're not the fastest, right? They usually take a little bit of time to get from one place to the next, and they're also quite clumsy, which is why they're always so cute and why so many of us love to watch panda videos on the internet. They can be quite clumsy in the way they move about the world, and yet they're still bears, right? So obviously they still are dangerous, even though they look super cute. They're still dangerous. So, and already intuitively, I'm picking up this energy of like, whilst this month's people on the outside, you could seem super chill and super cuddly and nice, you know, in the sense of the panda of like, oh yeah, I'll be nice, I'll be smiling. I'm also hearing don't poke the bear. So it might be the case that whilst outwardly you are super amicable and friendly and easygoing, there are still some limits that people should not cross, as you will stand up for yourself if some people are just pushing your boundaries. So we'll see what else comes up, but already I'm picking up on that, this sense of like this month there's this desire of like, I'm nice, I'm a nice person, I will help people out, I'll be kind, whatever, that's in my nature, but don't cross my boundaries, don't push my limit, because I will bite back, right? Maybe it's part of your New Year resolution. Maybe there's something you guys are working on, this like recovering people pleaser, deciding to stand up for yourself more, deciding to be a bit more of an advocate for yourself, deciding to not let people walk all over you. That might be something you guys are actively working on right now, and that's why I'm picking up on that. But let me know in the comments, but that's interesting. So we're gonna have a look at your oracle cards. I have pulled them, but I've not yet looked at them, so we're gonna discover them together. Let's see what you have. We have stand still with this beautiful bird. Okay, and we have opportunity. Okay, so we stand still and opportunity. Or first up, for the month of January, this can be a month where potentially my pile number 3 is trying to figure out what the next step is. The vibe I'm picking up on is very different from my other 2 vibes, is that it's almost like my pile number 3 doesn't really know what their next step is. You're like, some people feel that January very determined, they have their to-do list, their New Year resolution and all of that. Some people are just wanting to hibernate and not be bothered, as it's still winter for a lot of you out there, and it's like a bit of a dreary month. It's a bit gloomy still, you know, post-holiday blues and all of that. I see you in a third category of like, I'm trying to figure out what my next step is, but right now I feel a little bit like I'm at a crossroad. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing a crossroad, and you guys don't know if you want to take the left path, the right path, the middle path, or even create another fourth path that is not set. And so whilst you're trying to figure it out, potentially, this is where you're invited to pause and rest and take a moment to, okay, sit down at that crossroad. You don't have to make a decision right now, I'm hearing. Maybe it's because I don't know, maybe some of you are thinking about what you want to do work-wise and you're a bit lost and you're like, what do I want to do? Do I want to change jobs? Do I want to leave my job? Do I want to go back to school? Do I want to, I'm sensing some questions regarding careers. I'm sensing questions regarding day-to-day life as well, like practical day-to-day matters in the sense of what do I want to do next? This is really giving, again, I'm seeing someone at a crossroad and they're facing several paths, but because they don't know which path to take yet, they're going to sit down at that crossroad until they're given a sign, this is the path for me. And that's okay, because I'm hearing don't rush, right? Don't rush into a decision. Don't rush into choosing a path that doesn't feel like it's quite right for you. This is why you have the standstill card. There's an opportunity for you to see the right path if you pause and let the moon shine, right? It's like this beautiful night sky. Once the clouds part, you will see the star in the sky and you will be able to see which path is right for you. But until you pause, sit down and wait for the clouds to pass, you won't know for sure which is the right path you want to take, the next step you want to take. So instead of rushing and taking a path that's not right for you, why don't you just sit down and take a moment to ground and to pause? That's the vibe I'm picking up for my pile number 3. Let me know if that speaks to you, but I feel like January, that could be the vibe. Let's see. We have, look, breaking illusions. Yeah, this is a month where you are facing some big decisions, potentially looking at areas of your life that you want to change, but again, not through a rushed kind of way, not in the sense of like, I need to act, I need to do this, I need to move forward. It's more okay, this is not working for me. What could be my next step? How do I implement that? Let me sit with it. Let me speak to someone. Let me journal. Let me do some introspection. Let me think things through. Let me ask for help, whatever. But let me slowly make a plan towards changing what it is that is not working for me, releasing that mask I've been wearing so that I can finally take the path for me. It's a month of shedding layers, and that happens through you pausing, through you taking a moment to sit at that crossroad and not feel pressured to make a rushed decision to like decide where you want to go next. What else? We have, look, I can't make this up. Take root, literally. Take root. Take a moment to pause and figure out your next step. My pile number 1. She's got wings, so she can fly. Once she decides where she wants to go, she can go wherever she desires. But for now, it's important to take a moment and ground yourself and think through and potentially recharge your batteries. Maybe it's because you guys have been exhausted, so you need a bit of a month to relax and rest. Maybe you've been sick, maybe you've had a lot going on, maybe it's been stressful or hurtful or chaotic, whatever. So it's time to recharge your battery before you can actually go out there and, fly and choose your path. So whilst it may seem like, oh, I don't want to pause, I want to move, I want to choose my next path right now. Whilst she's taking the moment to take root and to ground, again, she has wings. So once she feels ready, she can fly. And that's you, my pile number 3. You're the same. So again, just because right now, a month of January, you take time to pause and reflect, doesn't mean that the rest of the year you won't be making moves and doing things. So maybe it's actually you're in preparation mode, right? I'm also seeing in my mind's eye someone who's, let's say they're planning a big hike. If you're thinking of going on a trail, for example, of a big hike, you don't just take up your backpack as soon as you get that desire to trail and set off. You have to plan, you have to look at the weather, you have to make sure you are bringing the right equipment, you have to make sure you've got enough food, enough water, you have to, even for some places, sign up to a list so that the rangers can find you if you get lost. There's a whole preparation, right, to going on a trail. I'm seeing you guys doing that this month. Maybe this is a month where you're preparing, metaphorically, for the trail. It's not the month where you're walking it, but it's okay. You need the preparation. You don't just set off, like I said, on the trail. Otherwise, you'll get lost, eaten by bears. So it's about appreciating the standstill moment, my pile number 3. And please excuse my random metaphors, but that's what's coming through. So I'm sharing them with you. Okay, let's continue. You have burden. Yeah. So it's also a month of, like I told you, it's a month of shedding, right? You had breaking illusion. She's releasing those burdens. And we had this beautiful figure here having wings. So it's a month of release a month of shedding weight, a month of reprioritizing certain things, of maybe letting go of certain things so you can prioritize yourself more. Remember, I said some of you are putting some boundaries. You're like that cuddly panda on the outside, super cute, super fluffy, would love to give them a hug. But I mean, they're still a bears, right? And we know that whilst they look cute, if we try to approach them, they probably will bite our hand off. So that's the vibe. It's like, yeah, potentially on the outside, you're still being very kind to people and, being very friendly. But again, you're deciding to stand up for yourself, put some more boundaries, and be more of an advocate for yourself. And that is also a way for you to release some burdens. Right? So I love that. Okay, let's see. We have present moment. So again, if this was not clear that this is a month to pause, to ground, to be more present, to not spend so much time in the future, in the what's next, but to really try and be more focused on the here and now, this is your reminder. And finally, we have Orange Gold Dragon from Arcturus, open you to knowledge for the new golden age, carry the energy of the future, be a guiding light. Okay, see, this is super interesting because again, for me, this reiterates the message that whilst it might not be the months where you are doing a lot of things in the sense of taking a lot of things of your to-do list, taking a lot of the goals, you're in preparation mode. You're still carrying the light. And it's important to sit at that metaphorical crossroad, wait for that sign until you're physically, energetically, spiritually, emotionally ready to choose a path. And then once you actually choose a path, once you're ready to do so and not once you feel rushed, the gates will open, the path will just reveal itself and you will have no problem going on that journey. So it's about trusting your own timing. I'm hearing my pile number 3. Follow the timing of yourself. Month of January could be a month of preparation, and that's actually useful. It's preparing you towards something happening the next weeks or months of the year. Okay, let's have a look. We're gonna pull some oracle cards. I have this chunky 100 card oracle deck I want to use today. Let's see what else we can get for January for my pile number 3. We have the eclipse, again a time of pause, of standstill, right? Back in the day when there was an eclipse, they weren't doing anything, people. They weren't planting seeds. They weren't like, it was a time of not manifesting. We are in the spiritual community. It's oftentimes advised during eclipses to not try and do manifesting or anything like that because the energies are very chaotic. It's better to just wait for them to pass. Once they're over, we can go back to our rituals and our magical workings. So this is the vibe. It's just about, going with the flow. We're not trying to force things. We're not trying to push things. We're letting the eclipse happen. And it's about not trying to force anything. Let's see. We have Cauldron. Again, I had that for another pile. This is a reminder that whilst on the outside, it might seem that there's not a lot happening in the sense of, maybe it's not the months where you meet someone, maybe it's not the months where you change jobs, maybe it's not the months where you make a big move, whatever. Internally, there's a lot happening. Your magic is still brewing. My pile number 3, so focus on that, believe in that. Externally, might not seem like a lot of is happening, but internally, there's a lot happening. Your inner cauldron is brewing magic. Again, for the future. So important time of standstill so that you can finally, once the cloud part, see the stars in the sky. Okay, let's see what else. We have the fork. Like I said from the beginning of your reading, you are at a crossroad. Literally, you're sitting at the crossroad and you don't know which path to take. Well, instead of rushing to take a path that doesn't feel quite right, you can sit at that crossroad for a while until it becomes clear, until you feel prepared, ready to actually choose, right? So don't force yourself. And I love that synchronicity because we've been going with a fork metaphor or crossroad metaphor since the beginning of the reading. So, and there's 100 cards in that deck. So that's crazy that is coming up for you guys. Okay, and we also have stairs. Again, this is a moment where whilst it may look like you're, in the dark still, you're walking towards the light. So don't lose faith. My pile number 3, don't lose hope. Even if things are not immediately turning better in January, you're on the path towards the light. You're on the path towards seeing results. You're on the path towards seeing what you want happen. You're still in preparation mode though. So you're still in the stage of climbing the stairs so that you can get to the light, okay? I love that. At the bottom of the deck, look, we have bear, and we've been talking about the bear from the beginning. Yeah, they look super cuddly, but you still wouldn't want to give them a hug. That's the energy my pile number 3 needs to channel, okay? The bear, truly the bear is your patron animal for the month my pile number 3, really, because we have it twice, so super important. Pay attention to the way the bear shows up in your dreams, symbology. Maybe you see a real one in life, maybe you see videos of it on social media, whatever, but pay attention. The bear is a big sign. That's your sign from the universe this month. It's one of your guides. Okay, let's pull a little crystal card for you guys. For those of you who like to work with crystal, what do we have for my pile number 3 for the month of January? Whoop. What do we have? We have tiger's eye, perseverance. Yes. Beautiful crystal to work with if you need a little bit of courage, if you need a little bit of resilience. And you also had moonstone, vision. Again, right? You have the light, you have so much moon, eclipse, so much moon on your reading, whilst you are preparing. Until your vision is clear, until you know exactly where you're going, it's okay to pause. It's okay to take a moment at that crossroads to breathe and to connect back to yourself until you figure out your next step, okay? So this is also a great stone to work with if you need a bit of clarity, if you need a bit of help getting that vision that you need. Okay, we are going to pull a little self-love card for you, self-care card for the month of January for my pile number 3. We have nurture. What do you wish to... There you go. Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. What do you wish to grow? How do you wish to be nurtured and cared for? What are your needs? This is what you're figuring out this month, my pile number 3. And you know what? I think those are very beautiful questions. And in order to answer them, you need time to figure out your needs, to figure out your wants. And it's okay to take that time. It's actually super important. So I love that. Okay, we're going to wrap things up. I wanted to do things a little bit differently. I've not used it in a while. They're like mini meditations. We're going to do a bit of bibliomancy and see how we can wrap the reading with a little prayer or affirmation for my pile number 3. Okay, what does my pile number 3 need to know? And we have empowered. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so my pile number 3, your last message from the universe is, Dear Universe, thank you for the reminder of my power. Thank you for the clarity of my vision. Thank you for guiding me to connect with the right people in order to be inspired. May I lead with love and encapsulate the soul of leadership on every conceivable level. So be it, so it is. Okay, this is your prayer, my pile number 3. If you need help figuring out which path to take on your metaphorical crossroad, this is the prayer. You can ask the universe to feel empowered so that you can feel emboldened to make the right choices for you. I love that. That's so beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so my pile number 3, that's all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for being here. If this reading brought you anything of value, then don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. Again, there's going to be a big 2026 year ahead reading to look forward to, so definitely subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss out. Until next time, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!